So, John, actually, no, screw you, John. I have a message for the community.
What the fuck?
This is from me, Spencer. We're in like the final couple episodes of Dragon Ball Z of this podcast. We've actually got like 13 more to cover or something like that. But that means the Saga in review is coming up, and like I want to do a post-mortem how was this podcast kind of episode as well. So you guys should call us or email us or text us. One sentence: I love Dragon Ball Z because. One sentence: I hate Dragon Ball Z because. And most importantly, a question or relevant plot point from the entire Buu saga that we'll be reviewing for Eric specifically. Because, and this is the first time I'm pitching this to John, so if he doesn't like it, this is just going to get cut.
Cool. All right.
For our final saga in review, me and you won't have to do anything. I guess we'll have to present. That's the only thing. But the questions, you guys out there, the community, the listeners, are responsible for educating Eric on what happens this saga through trivia questions that he has to answer, fun plot points that you just like to tell in your own personal way, and we will play those or read them to him in as chronological of an order as we can get. And it's just up to you guys to send us stuff to throw at him, because this is the last one.
This is it. Yeah, we're not doing any other podcasts after this ever.
Who knows what's going to happen after? But like for Dragon Ball Z, the show, the anime, this is it.
No, I'm putting my foot down. This is the last fucking thing I'm ever doing. I'm done after this. Sorry.
No, you can't. You can't. People are I'm out. We just had our first Discord community night. It was a huge success.
That was fun. We did just have our first Discord community night. It was a lot of fun just hanging around, talking with people. You should definitely check out our Discord, discord.io/EricHatesDBZ, right? That's it.
That's actually 100% correct.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's a fantastic community if you like talking about anything anime, Dragon Ball Z, or like nerd related. They're actually a great group of people.
Yeah.
And John's in there a lot more than I am, but I'll hop in there occasionally, and even Eric has shown his face once or twice. So
I think one time. Eric, don't give people false hope. Eric is way too busy for this. But if you want to, come check that out. It's not that big of a Discord. It's only got like 80 members. And that's like the perfect size of a Discord, is between like 60 to 150 people, I think. Because you've got enough space to where you don't feel too awkward if you're less of a talker to actually add to the conversation. But there are people that'll keep a conversation rolling, and it's not too much bullshit all at once. It's good. Join us there. And also, please send us stuff, because I really like this idea, because it means I don't have to do shit for the saga in review other than the ending.
That's what I'm saying.
Our phone number is 385-DARE1OX. Now I have a question for you, Spencer, which is I have noticed we've gotten a bunch of voicemails and text messages. Are we going to do a final fan mail thing, or what is the plan?
Yeah, I think it'll be after. It's going to be like a bonus episode.
Postmortem fan mail. Why not?
Yeah, I think that'll be lumped in with the postmortem episode for sure. It requires a couple things, and that includes you guys, the listeners, the community, phoning / texting / emailing in mail, MAIL, at EHDBZ or 385-DARE1OX, and letting us know, A, I love Dragon Ball Z because, B, I hate Dragon Ball Z because, and C, question or comment or fun little tidbit about the latest saga for Eric.
I also like that you've effectively just given a whole group of people homework.
Listen, I can see numbers go up all day in our podcast, and they're going way up there. I'm talking 12, 13 different people listening to us. But
oh God, I can't even.
But are those bots? Who knows? So I want a real human connection, and this is the end of DBZ. So I know that there are people listening out there that have never called in or texted in before. I want to see if our words have any power, if they're willing to break that habit of just being a listener and help us out for this final run of DBZ. Who knows what comes next? I'm not saying the podcast is over, but damn it, this is the end of DBZ, and it's a milestone.
We're not doing anything else after this. Just this is all you're going to get. So this is your last chance to interact with us. Well, good episode, Spencer. I'll see you.
Fantastic. Yeah.
I don't know, for the wrap-up review.
Right after we do our Big Boy Shoutout. That's right. It's time for the Big Boy Shoutout where we talk to... I guess we don't talk to. We talk to everyone and announce the greatest patrons that we have in our Patreon. Those that donate X dollar amount or more, I really can't remember what it is, get mentioned here at the front of the episode before we get into all the nitty-gritty DBZ stuff. So, as John has probably finished looking up that list, I'll let him take the lead and let you know who those wonderful patrons are.
Those wonderful patrons are No Internet Connection, Dinosaur.
That'd be weird because we're talking.
Because we're talking.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. MJ Snyder, The Fish, Tyler, Goddamned Hyatt, and finally, last but extremely not least, thank you, Spencer Viewerstein. And thank you, all of our big boys. We sincerely appreciate that you're willing to spend any amount of money, let alone this ridiculous actual video game premium
video
release
game
dollar worthy. The only thing I know that's $50 is like a full price video game.
I think you're like 20 years behind because they are $70 now, my friend.
Oh God, inflation's it's even hitting my video games. Oh no.
Yeah.
Last time on Eric Hates Dragon Ball Z, we finally got to the point in the show where we realized how fucking terrible the Buu saga was. Goku and Vegeta finally broke out of the inside of Buu, and then Buu turned into somebody that he probably shouldn't have because we saw all the different forms that he was before, and it doesn't make any fucking sense. But now he's a kid, and now they're all fighting in the Kai point at the end of the show. Here we are this time on Eric Hates Dragon Ball Z. Got an ab workout with that one.
Welcome to Eric Hates Dragon Ball Z. I'm Spencer.
And I'm John.
Today we're going to be going over episodes, if I've done my math right, episodes 279 to 286 of Dragon Ball Z. Yes, this is a special bonus mega hit episode of this podcast. Yeah. Unfortunately, what it really means is we're probably going to have to like set a 10-minute timer per episode to talk about every single one. Otherwise, we'll be here for 6 hours. And I know that you, the listeners, would really enjoy that, but we have lives.
They're not good lives, but we have them.
Really, what this is all for is to appease John so we can end this podcast officially at episode 69. At least as far as the Dragon Ball Z coverage is concerned.
I deeply appreciate it. You know what? I do think it would be hilarious if we ended on 68, though. Like, even more hilarious somehow.
Well, that's like in Tales of Nowhere, we ended at episode 99, and I thought that was really funny.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody else was like, oh man, it sucks that we couldn't get on episode 100. But I was perfectly fine with episode 99.
Yeah.
We're going to cover a few more episodes than usual today so that because of our fabulous patrons, they unlocked the tier that allowed or forced Eric to watch 5 episodes of Dragon Ball Z. We chose the final 5 as the perfect episodes for Eric to watch.
With what he knows, he'll be able to enjoy it.
Exactly. So next episode, the final episode of Dragon Ball Z, all 3 of us will be here, which also feels pretty good. Episode 279. The Japanese title is Seize the Future, a decisive battle with the universe at stake. The American title is Battle for the Universe Begins.
How do you want me to do this? You want me to set a 10-minute timer? Because like I did last time?
Yeah, after you say your title, let's set a 10-minute timer.
All right, hang on. We're getting there. Okay. So my episode title is Okay, on to Plan B. Whenever that is. It's a thing that Goku says, and I thought it was actually very funny.
So, okay, Vegeta, Goku, etc. are in the Kai world, and Buu's there now. So they immediately evacuate the Kais and Dende to make sure they get to safety.
Yeah, they get everybody who's unimportant off the planet.
There's a weird shot of Vegeta and Goku Super Saiyan, but their eyes are black, like in the wide shot. I don't know if you saw that, but it was a little weird.
Oh, there's a lot of weird bullshit that happens here. So yeah, they decide, okay, we can finally fight as we like because all the dead weight's off the planet, so we can just blow it the fuck up. This beautiful planet, that's great. Let's just ruin it. And they decide who fights first with the good old fashioned game rock, paper, scissors. Everybody knows rock, paper, scissors. The Ginyu Force did it. Vegeta knows what it is. And I guess we should say up front about these episodes. They're just more of the exact same feeling of the previous ones, where
I feel like I enjoyed these episodes more than the past like 3 episodes of our podcast.
I did too, and it's the weird end of arc effect that Dragon Ball Z always does, which is they stumble right before the end, and they always fucking absolutely nail the end.
Yeah, I think that this is a perfect like extrapolation of that. It's even larger though because it's the end of the series. I think at a certain point, the show starts to understand that it's the end of the series, and so there's a lot of cool moments.
Yes. Okay. After the not fight,
Goku
rock, paper,
wins.
scissors.
Goku wins. Rock paper scissors.
Yeah, and Vegeta's like, "Damn it, Kakarot! How could you pick paper?" He's like, "Well, if you wanted to win, you should have picked paper. You whatever." And
he picked rock. Goku definitely canonically picked rock.
He canonically picked rock. Everybody, write that one down. So then Goku goes to fight Buu, and Buu is asleep.
Kid Buu fell asleep while they were arguing about who should fight Kid Buu.
Yeah, and this pisses off Goku. He has little mental, what is that called? Memory. Right. I forgot the word memory. How fucking ironic is that? So he remembers Kid Buu blowing up the planet that pisses him off. So he powers up, wakes up Kid Buu, and suddenly we get a flash to this other planet where the Kais and Dende are. Which
it's
is
like a big wheat field.
It's like just a wheat planet. Old Kai complains about, you couldn't have picked a planet with shorter grass. Oh, well, I guess we're stuck here. I'm like, fuck you. You're not stuck here. You can go anywhere else. You just got here like that. Like, anyway.
And I think it's Dende who realizes, oh, we left Hercule and B, or the dog, on where's that old man and his dog? They left him on the Kai planet.
And so King Kai yells out that even though the lower Kais can't get to the Supreme Realm, the place that they're fighting is so interesting.
It's really interesting. Krillin and Yamcha are watching via King Kai. They've got their hand on their back, just like Goku had in whatever saga. I can't remember. It's kind of cool seeing him converse with East Kai, I think. I don't remember his exact name.
South Kai, I think.
South Kai? No, South Kai was like the big green guy.
He was the big green guy.
The Kai with the he's short, he has a monocle. He's like, oh, that's what he says. And then
that is what he says, actually.
Pycon and like Hercules, the big burly guy.
I remember his name.
Anibu with the blonde curly hair. They have their hand on West East Kai, monocle Kai as well, which I really liked. Kais have similar power. It's a nice bit of continuity. Kid Buu beats his chest. Kid Buu will continually do things that I like throughout these episodes. He's a cool, interesting villain.
Kid Buu is best Buu. For sure. At this point, I have enough data to be able to objectively state that Kid Buu is the best Buu.
I have a ton of notes detailing this fight. We can get into as much detail as you want, but like,
well, we have 5 minutes left. Exactly.
The animation quality and like the amount of creativity they have in developing this fight between Goku and Kid Buu is kind of awesome.
It's really good. It's maybe the most creative choreography that we've ever seen in a fight.
100%. It's awesome. It's really fun to watch. Goku's really good at disintegrating Kid Buu, but the thing is, like, every time Kid Buu just reforms because that's what he does. Like, he regenerates. The music is super awesome throughout this fight.
Oh my god!
You can tell it's firing
Julius
on all cylinders.
Fucking killed it. There are some new tracks in here that are so good, and other old tracks that are so well placed. They don't necessarily. They weren't written for the scene that they are put in, but they work so goddamn well.
Yeah,
and it's
you can
it's
tell
really
that it's pulled from previous episodes. Some of it is new, but not all of it. Kid Buu is also really good about using his head antenna as like a strangulation device. He's a lot more flexible. He's a lot more bendy. He's a lot more Taffy-like.
He's chaos.
He's chaos. It makes it for a very fun villain to watch.
As far as this fight goes, because we always say it's really hard to describe the fights verbally. It's way better to actually watch them. And we'll tell you which ones are worth watching. This one is worth watching for sure. Top 10% of fights as far as choreography and animation is concerned. I would still put the Cell versus Android 16 fight and the Perfect Cell versus Goku in the arena fight above this one. But this one is up there competing with those two. It's really, really, really fantastic. But Buu does not stop beating his chest like a chimp. And sometimes Goku goes to hit him and Kid Buu just ignores it and keeps pounding on his chest. My note, sorry, I was going to continue, but my note says King Kai and South Kai have a little back and forth, but who the fuck cares?
No, I thought that was super interesting. It's not South Kai, by the way, but King Kai, our King Kai, says like, "Hey, you don't know this guy? You fought him before." And East Kai's like,
"Oh, all right, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's that guy from like forever ago." So like, apparently there's this like hidden lore, even though we've been shown this entire flashback episodes of the guys fighting, where these guys, the guys that we know, also participated in the fight against Majin Buu at some point, somewhere along the way.
Something question, I don't know. A lot of
weird.
This is so confusing. The things that they say in English and the things that they say in Japanese this time around are
I wasn't
very
paying
different.
attention to the Japanese subtitles at this point.
Oh, really? Oh my God.
I tried. I was writing notes too fast.
It's okay. I did. And the Japanese in some parts of this is so much fucking better. It's like astonishingly better. We'll get there. Because we're kind of rounding around the end of this episode where Buu does another just ridiculous large ball, which Goku throws into the air to okay, I'm going to deflect this blast. And then Buu makes the ball go around the entire planet.
Oh my God. It's so cool watching like Buu orchestrate his energy to orbit the entire planet.
Yeah, conduct cool. Like an orchestra conductor. That's great. That's exactly what he does. And he launches the ball back down from the sky after doing a full orbit around the planet. And it crashes past Goku into the center of this holy planet. And it changes the atmosphere. It changes the entire background of this planet. We get like a darkness night fight until the next episode when they forget it's dark. But for the next 4 or 5 minutes of this episode, it's finally all cloudy and dark and overcast. And it's got this red background. It's really like Vegeta actually stops as it's happening because Vegeta's just standing around waiting for this fight to continue. He comments as the planet atmosphere changes. He goes, "Freaky."
Yeah, and it is like there was this crazy like the creativity and the transitions, the art of this planet sort of changing from the energy blows is really interesting.
We got 15 seconds.
And then Goku searches for Buu's weak point, but figures out he's too strong. So then the Super Saiyan 3 theme kicks in and Goku transforms instantly into Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 3 versus Kid Buu coming up next episode.
Wow, you stopped exactly at 0. Way to go, dude.
Episode 280, the Japanese title is Vegeta Takes Off His Hat. Goku, you are number 1.
What?
The American title is Vegeta's Respects.
Oh, I guess like hats off to you?
Hats off to you. That's exactly what I thought, because Vegeta don't wear no hat.
You say Vegeta
That's
takes off his hat. Like, what?
That's what it says.
I don't know. So my episode title is Hail to the King, Lowly Prince.
Ooh. There's a lot that I like about this episode, and there's a lot that I don't like about this episode.
Yes, same.
Most of the cool stuff happens up front. Kid Buu has destroyed the Kai's planet. What was like an idyllic, sort of grassy, beautiful place has now become a wasteland, which is very typical of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, within like 3 minutes, the whole planet's fucked.
High rock spires and canyons and wasteland. It's all desolate and blah, blah, blah.
Buu and Super Saiyan 3 Goku fight, which, by the way, really quick, Vegeta is all cut up for some reason now. I don't know why. There's a cut to Vegeta and like he has a bunch of cuts and shit on him, but he hasn't done anything.
Weird. I didn't even notice that. Yeah.
It was so weird. So anyway, yeah, they're fighting.
When they fight, they come together. There's this amazing shot. Wide shot. Vegeta in the foreground. In the background, Kid Buu and Goku run at each other and then blast. And as they hit each other. And it's like, it's fucking amazing. It looks beautiful.
It does look beautiful, but I have to say there's been this weird change in this and the next couple episodes where they stop trying to animate things really nicely and instead pay more attention to the art. They put like way more time into making the art beautiful, and the animation suffers as a result. Like it's this weird, it's almost like you can see the scale of either we make animation really good and have less good art, or we make the art really good and have less good animation. It's really, really strange. But the art here in this and the next like couple of episodes is maybe the best it's ever been in Dragon Ball Z. There's a lot of one frame punching where it's Buu has a frame where he punches Goku and it's really beautiful. And then it just like, and it goes over to the next frame, which is Goku punching Buu, and it's really beautiful. There's a cut to Otherworld Hell which was really not something I was expecting.
Oh man, that was crazy. This begins the sort of like, hey, you're watching the last episodes of Dragon Ball Z.
The world is watching. Yeah.
It pulls in shit from like the beginning of Dragon Ball Z.
The beginning of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
100%.
They knew that they were doing the finale at this point.
It feels like it too. I think they did a really good job as far as like, this is a finale and we're going to make sure you feel it kind of
sense. Yeah. Like you see Maz and Gaz, you see Cell, Frieza,
Dr.
Ginyu Dr. Gero. Yeah. Like everybody that they've all fought in Hell. Yeah. Babidi shows up in Hell and he's like, I'm responsible for this. I've done it. Me, I'm Buu's master, and everybody's like, "Oh, all hail Babidi!" And then he kind of runs off afterward, and when he's alone, he's like, "I can't wait for Buu to lose."
Yeah, I thought that was very funny.
That was very cool. Like he's turned on his own creation.
It's only in English. That's only in English. It's not in Japanese. He hopes Goku dies.
That's kind of a shame. That's a cool character later, thing.
But yeah. Anyway, we come back to the fight, and Buu does this pinball thing.
Oh my God. He crunches. I love the way Kid Buu fights. It's amazing. He crunches himself up into a little ball. He ping pongs around the Kai realm and crashes into Goku. And it's really cool. It's really unique. And a rock lands on Hercule's head. Hercule is just kind of there throughout this whole thing, constantly getting bashed and like thrown away by the wind. He's just always there.
He's just constantly, and he still thinks this is a dream in his head. Which
I hate that
I do too.
Plot thread. I refuse to believe that it's a real thing.
Yeah,
it's kind of mentioned here and there in the subtitles and the English dub
because it makes him less of a heroic character. But then again, it's in his character to be surviving this by rationalizing this is a dream. Like it is in character and it makes sense. But I like in John's personal heart would have hoped he's just heroic deep down.
Yeah, like it goes on just a little bit too long.
It does. Yeah,
the whole dream.
I agree with that.
True.
So
anyway. I like Kid Buu. Like at a certain point, he just kind of nothing they're doing is working.
All
like
right,
he's not being affected by the damage that they're doing. Even if he blows to smithereens, he just reforms. And there's a certain point where he just starts kind of laughing at it all. On a dime, he turns and he stops laughing and he just charges Goku and blasts him and fights him. He is unpredictable. He is chaotic. Like he will do whatever in an instant. He's not the monologuing Cell. He is very fun to watch. He uses the stretchy form of his body to his advantage. Like it's remarkable how creative they got in these episodes because he wasn't before.
Yes. It was very much standard villain shit before. So Goku is saying how amazed he is at Buu's strength and decides, I guess I can't do the thing I usually do. I'm just going to go all out. And he mag dumps his entire energy reserves on a single Kamehameha. This big, thick, fuck off Kamehameha, which doesn't kill Buu. It blasts Buu into a million tiny pieces, which then form a million tiny Buus who shoot a ton of bullets. And that's it. Goku bites dirt at that moment. So now it's Vegeta's turn. And Vegeta comes up to Goku and is like really a good guy. He's like, Kakarot, oh no, are you all right, my friend? It's like so weird.
It is weird. Throughout these episodes, Vegeta is painted as a very, very good guy. And I feel like he's got enough snark, at least in the English dub, that like it feels okay, but it still is weird.
This is one of those differences between English and Japanese, because in Japanese, he is not nearly as pumped up as a good guy. In English, they really tried to like play up his empathy shit.
It's too much, too fast. Too much.
Yeah, it is. I completely agree with you. And I knew you were going to say this because you felt like this about his character the whole time. And I like Vegeta a lot, but I agree with you.
Yeah,
it's really
I
fast
like Vegeta too, but I like him because he's so much of a good guy with a bad attitude. You know?
Yes. And this is where Vegeta, we only have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to talk about Vegeta's introspective moment, but it's a really important part of the episode. And here's what I have to say about that. Personally, the Japanese one, awesome. The English one, fucking waste. Done. That's all I have to say.
I wasn't paying attention to the subtitles at this point, unfortunately, but like Goku and Buu are fighting and it kind of takes Vegeta's perspective and he's like, oh man, Kakarot. Well, first of all, Vegeta jumps in He tag teams, lets Goku take a break, and he comes in. There's a bunch of mini Buus around. He blasts them all around. Kid Buu says his first words, which is Pika Boo Boo, which I think is very funny. Kid Buu just wails on Vegeta and beats him up so easily. It's bloody. It's terrifying. Like, it's really good.
He doesn't turn Super Saiyan ever, which is
he doesn't.
Weird.
In this fight, which is weird, and I did write that down. He will later, but in this fight he doesn't. Anyway, and he goes on this like introspective flashback sort of kick where he talks about Kakarot, Goku, and like the differences between him and Goku, their fighting styles, and why Goku was always better than him. And it's interesting, but it's not. I don't know. It didn't really sell it for me. Partly because it's presented through flashbacks, and I just think that's kind of a waste of time at this point. But this was a weekly show when it first premiered. You know, reruns weren't a thing, DVDs weren't a thing, so I can kind of forgive her for that.
You can see in the manga how they would have done it, like redrawn the panel here, the panel there, the panel there.
That is cool. Every flashback is redrawn. It's not reused.
Well, no, hold on,
saga.
The first one is redrawn. The Goku versus Vegeta first fight is redrawn, and I know that one is redrawn because it's in their current art style. The other ones are not. You can tell that they're not. They might. Are you
sure?
I'm really sure.
The added dialogue and everything made me question it.
I'm 85% sure. Let's put it that way. Specifically, the Raccoon, when Raccoon hits the dirt and does the Raccoon pose, I'm pretty certain that one is just a reuse of the same exact one. You know what? Fuck this timer thing. We'll keep doing it, but we're still talking, so whatever. Look, I think
what it culminates on is Vegeta saying, like, after I got a family, because Kakarot had Chi-Chi and Gohan, I didn't feel like that made me any more powerful. So what are the differences between us? And he kind of lands on like, oh, I use my anger all the time. And Goku's like this really peaceful, wouldn't hurt a fly, always gives the villains a chance to back down. Like, he doesn't use anger at all. And maybe that's what the difference between us is, which is interesting, I guess.
Yeah, and again, it's just not as effective as it just.
It's not super effective just because it doesn't mean anything in the future episodes. So like, you get to see Buu and Goku like bite each other, which is really fun. as Vegeta's having this voiceover, Goku transmissions away from a blast, hits Buu, and then Buu stretches, like his body stretches like taffy. And the taffy Buu ends up all the way near Hercule, and Hercule and Kid Buu make eye contact for the first time. And without a second thought, Kid Buu just like gets a pink energy blast and blasts Hercule and the dog away as he snaps back to the rest of his body and continues the fight with Goku.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. I think the reason I was able to pay more attention to the Vegeta monologue, both the actual dialogue and the text on the screen, is because I've seen this before on YouTube. So I was paying more attention to that, the story. And just to be clear, I think it's fine in English. I think it works in English. I don't think it's nearly as effective as in Japanese. Just to be clear on my stance on it, because I am a Vegeta fan and I really like that character and the arc. I just was a little disappointed in the English version. All right. I'm ready. You ready?
Yeah. Episode 281. The Japanese title is Pull Through Vegeta, 1 Life-Threatening Minute. The American title is Minute of Desperation.
I'm not going to use that one. Let me make something else up on the spot. Okay, here's what I wrote down. Fuck off. This show is crazy. Better in Japan until it's not.
This episode starts with, oh man, I don't like this episode because it invalidates the last episode, which I feel like was full of really good art and fighting and like introspection.
Which one?
Literally,
this one?
You could cut out the last episode and just have this one come next instead, and you wouldn't miss a goddamn thing. Like, it starts the same. Goku is Super Saiyan 3, Vegeta is on the sidelines, Hercule's getting blasted. Like, it's all the same shit, and they barely, if at all, mentioned the previous episode. There's like one line.
I agree. This show's pacing is dog shit, and they could have combined last episode and this episode.
Well, and I don't want to sound like bad about it. I don't want to sound negative. I do think that last episode was a little bit wasted because you could
we could have connected this and the previous one easily.
But like the last episode had an awesome fight, and this episode had some awesome fight. So like, I don't want to discount either one of them entirely.
Yes. The whole section between 5 minutes and 6 minutes. I wrote this down. I never write time codes unless I'm angry at something. Between 5 minutes and 6 minutes, it's so pretty. It's the best art, probably. And top 2% art in all of Dragon Ball Z. Right there. I don't know why, but right there, it's so beautiful. It's incredible.
So what is it?
It is Goku fighting Buu, because of course it is. For some reason, Goku's blasts have this incredibly brilliant yellowish aura to them, which really colors the whole scene. I don't know. It's just so extra pretty. Anyway, there's a cut to old Kai, who is laying into Kai Bito for freaking out about the planet taking damage. We might be homeless, but we'll still be Kais. There's a lot there that I want to dissect, but there's not time. So more English Goku hero moments where Goku says, "What I represent can never be destroyed, Majin Buu," which is just not who he is presented in Japanese. Goku and Vegeta finally start talking. They have a little heart-to-heart where Vegeta tells Goku, "Look, I know you're stronger than me, dude. Let's have you go ahead and beat Buu. If you power up to Super Saiyan 3 all the way, I bet you can kill him." And Goku says, "Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but I wanted to give you a chance, Vegeta." And they have this cute little whatever that's really nice in English and then just kind of less in Japanese. Vegeta asks Goku how much time he needs to power up to be able to defeat Buu. Goku says, "Well, I'll probably need 1 minute, but I don't know if you want to go in there, Vegeta." And Vegeta says, "Look, if I can't last one lousy minute, then I deserve to die. 60 seconds, Kakarot." And then he goes. And that was in English, and it was great. So sometimes they just nail it. They go back to Vegeta. If Vegeta dies again, then he will be dead forever because he's already dead.
Yeah,
right? So.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Vegeta powers up and Vegeta fires a blast. Buu gets cut in half and then reforms. Hercule's still alive somehow. Vegeta gets sucker punched. It's amazing how much Vegeta eats shit in these episodes.
Oh my God.
Just constantly gets blown up and punched and whatever. Like there's no pride left for this character to be like, I can beat you. It's interesting.
But it is great because he has one job, and that's to tank Majin Buu in the face for as long as he possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a fourth wind in this episode. He gets faced and then he gets back up. "Is that all you've got?" Then he gets faced and then he gets back up. "Oh, you're still a little
I kind of love that though. Like that's my favorite part about the Vegeta character is like he just fucking keeps getting back up.
Yes,
because he has shit to do.
Yeah, I completely agree.
He has
I love
no shortage of insults to throw at his enemy. Like he's just going to keep distracting them, getting their attention.
And he's the fourth wind face is the doom guy. When you die, all the blood all over your face.
Yeah, Vegeta constantly has more and more blood. It's gross, frankly, some of the faces that Vegeta makes.
Awesome.
They really do throw him around like a piñata. He is trashed.
I realize that if Vegeta were the main character, it's at this point in the show, he would get another fucking form. He would power up to Super Saiyan.
I was kind of waiting that as well. Like Super Saiyan 3 is kind of the highest that they go, and that's not even for very long. If this was any other show, like even Dragon Ball Super, I feel like at the end of the day, when the chips are down, a new form pops up.
That's exactly what I wrote. If this were Super, Vegeta would have gotten another form at this point, but it's not. They're at the end of the show and Goku needs to be the hero. So I hope you can hear the fucking eye roll that I did there.
No, I think it's interesting that like Goku doesn't even get a new form. The end of these episodes, he is normal Goku, not even Super Saiyan.
I don't understand Toriyama's decision making with this kind of stuff. I can't pretend like I do because
I can't disagree with you, but I didn't hate it.
It's more character based. When you add a new form, I don't think it adds anything to the character. It's more for plot or cool reasons. But when you have a character just continuously getting fucked up and then of their own accord choosing to get back up and fight something, it's like Videl.
It's way better.
Videl in the tournament, getting her shit kicked in and then getting back up, and that's what this is. It's that. It's
I
great.
agree.
But it's been way more than a minute for Goku now, and he notices.
Yeah, I start timing it, which is really interesting because at the moment that I was like, wait a second, has this been a minute? I started timing it. When a minute was up, Goku was like, oh shit, what's happening? Like Goku detects that something is going wrong and he needs more than a minute to recharge to his full form. Because apparently that's what can kill Buu. So I thought that was kind of clever that like, they went a little overboard on their minute thing, but as soon as the audience start to question it, Goku addresses it.
He doesn't know what's wrong. He's just like, I can't keep it up. This never happens. I don't know what to do.
And like Buu spots Goku trying to power up and he's like,
because he doesn't talk.
Starts heading toward him, and Vegeta tries to hold him off by insulting him. He says one of my favorite insults. He calls Buu a big wad of spit out chewing gum.
Yeah.
And at that, Kid Buu's head turns 180 degrees.
Exorcist
he doesn't move his body, it's just exorcists. And I loved it. And in Japanese, Vegeta unleashes a Big Bang attack. In English, he just does an energy blast. Obviously, it doesn't do anything. And Kid Buu starts wailing on Vegeta. So much more. Like the animation, you think that Kid Buu's fist is going to go right through Vegeta. It never does, but you think it's gonna.
It does that thing where he punches and like you see his back like it's distend.
It's gross.
It's fucked up.
Buu like force feeds him an energy blast, like holds his head into his hand.
I thought that was going to kill him because it was so brutal.
It was brutal, man.
Yeah.
And like Vegeta goes down, he's not Super Saiyan, he's bloody, but he keeps getting back up. Buu seems terrified of this resilience, honestly. And Goku again questions his recharging efforts not working. There's amazing music as Vegeta and Buu clash once again. Vegeta just won't give it up and won't give it up. And then Buu does more taffy stuff, wraps his arms around Vegeta and starts strangling him.
Yeah, it really starts choking him, which is going to be not a through line, but a recurring thing over the next couple episodes.
As we move into episode 282, the Japanese title is Don't You Pick on Satan? The original Buu is revived. The American title is Old Buu Emerges.
My episode title is Sorry, This Never Happens. Because Goku can't get it up. I mean, right from the beginning. So Goku wonders why he can't get it up while Vegeta's getting choked, which is strange because that always gets me there. And
Jesus Christ.
Buu is now full on torturing Vegeta, choking him and electrocuting him at the same time.
Somehow. Yeah. Isn't it weird that like Supreme Kai finally decides to be a hero and he's like, I can't stand by even if I can get 1 second for Goku. I'm going to go back to that planet and do what's right. And then Elder Kai just kind of stops him. So once again, Supreme Kai doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I really liked that. I thought they were going to go somewhere with it. But
I thought him and Dende were going to go back and try to help out because Dende's like, I can come too. I have healing powers.
It's hard because old Kai has a point, which is Goku and Vegeta live for this, which is true. Like even Vegeta being strangled and tortured, that's what he lives for, is that kind of shit.
They live for this, and then it cuts to Vegeta just being like slammed into the ground. Yeah.
They love it. Look at them. They fucking love it. I do like that Dende and Kaibito tried, and I thought it was going to be a whole thing where Dende goes and heals Goku or Vegeta, but no.
Honestly thought that was going to be a thing too. But
so Vegeta gets knocked the fuck down, and he is out. Until he's not, because he gets a fifth wind, and he's just like, you little bitch, you can't even kill me. I'm the strongest. You suck. Except at this point, he's like, he should be dead. By all accounts, Vegeta should be dead. And then Buu gets Vegeta by the throat again. At this point, Vegeta has a cut where his mouth is open, hanging, and it's actually, he has death face. We talked about death face before.
It's a little disturbing. Like all of the faces Vegeta is making during this time are scary.
Vegeta has the Dragon Ball Z death face. And then my note here is, oh my fucking God, this show just became a 10 again.
I have no real qualms up to this point.
This and then beyond, I think I have one thing that I'm like,
I have a couple things coming up, but like up to this point.
It's about the Namekian Dragon Balls. Okay. It's about the fucking Namekian. It's about the Dragon Balls. Yeah. But anyway. Mr. Satan, it's time.
Oh my God. Vegeta is almost dead. What's going to happen? Goku's still trying to power up. He's not saving the day. There's nobody else on the planet. What's going to happen? Hercule shows up. Oh my fucking God. I love this scene.
Yeah, I do too.
It's full on Hercule. He is like, he is put the barrier up. He's the world martial arts champion again. Yep. What are you doing, Buu? You think you can mess with him? You gotta grapple with me if you want to kill this guy.
And it works to the point where it seems like Buu actually falls for it and is intimidated, genuinely intimidated by Mr. Satan's bullshit, which is so fucking great. And then Buu slow walks over to Mr. Satan and gets right in his face. And that's where Mr. Satan starts to buckle a little bit and dives to like start praying. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Buu, please don't.
Even the groveling is amazing because the way that Mr. Satan moves is just fast enough and just in the right position that he dodges a couple of Buu's blows. I loved that. And Goku loves it too.
Goku's like, oh, maybe he is really good. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like Goku is surprised. And so I know that we could say that all this is because Mr. Satan thinks he's in a dream, but I really like to think it's because
I don't think so. Yeah, like the begging and everything like that. I feel like
that's not a thing you would do in a dream.
Exactly, because you're the hero in the dream. What do you care if you get hit? And it lends more credence to his character that way. So
yeah, exactly. And he's got a great, fantastic character. I know a lot of people don't like Mr. Satan, and I'm surprised.
I don't understand why, because he's like
that, but yeah,
it's obvious that what he's doing is a front. It's obvious that he's like this small, puny human, but he's trying to help. Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, okay, I can see why people would hate his character. But I think he is a great character, one of the best written in the show as it's presented. Anyway, okay, so that happens. And then suddenly, I guess Mr. Satan says, for old time's sake, could we just be friends or something? And then Buu starts screaming. And we have a thing that I don't like because it doesn't make logical sense, but we just have to jump
everything
past
up until this point has been so great. And then Kid Buu starts screaming at Hercule and spits out a piece of chewed up gum that somehow becomes good Buu.
Old Buu, fat Buu.
Fat Buu, yeah. I don't understand because didn't they get him out?
Yeah, we just have to jump past it.
Didn't they get him out of Buu?
Let's just jump past it. We can't
did they leave him?
We have to go
Disconnected. How is he Kid Buu? Wasn't he Kid Buu just because Fat Buu wasn't a factor anymore?
Yeah, more. We have 4 minutes, so let's go. It doesn't make any. It's so fucking stupid, but we have to continue.
Wasn't he removed, or did Goku and Vegeta leave him in the body? I don't remember, but I thought that he was removed.
It doesn't make any sense.
How is he there?
All right, so. We cut to Vegeta during all this craziness that's happening. And Vegeta, beat to hell and back, barely alive, turns to Goku and goes, Kakarot, what the fuck are you doing? Because this whole time, Goku's been charging and Vegeta's been laying his life on the line.
And Goku's been paying so much attention to Hercule that he hasn't been powering up, which is just fucking nuts.
It's so funny. It's such a hilarious thing. So, okay. Mr. Satan actually tries fighting against Kid Buu again, reinvigorated by the fact that his friend, Fat Buu, is alive. Okay, I got a theory to throw at you. Krillin is not the strongest human, or at least not the most durable human.
Oh, I'll 100% get you on that one. Like, Krillin can fly and he can use energy attacks, so there's something to be said for that. But Hercule gives everything he has to Kid Buu. Kid Buu doesn't even flinch. Kid Buu pushes gently on Hercule's nose, and Hercule goes flying backward. Mm-hmm. And he's like, he does say one of my favorite lines. He's like, "You just defaced the national monument."
That was great.
And he's like, "You should apologize for that." And Kid Buu just beats his chest. He's like, "Well, I guess that's how you say I'm sorry."
Yeah, at this point, Goku has easily gained a few minutes from the Mr. Satan distraction.
But still nothing. And Kid Buu charges Hercule. You think Hercule's going to get it, and a blast knocks Kid Buu off course. Who sent the blast? It's Good Buu.
Hey.
I'm gonna call him Good Buu from now on.
I'm gonna keep calling him Fat Buu because that's what the show calls him.
Good Buu saves Hercule's life, then goes to fight Kid Buu. Goku's powers continuously slipping away, and he drops out of Super Saiyan 3. He goes back to not even Super Saiyan Goku, normal Goku.
Just regular fucking classic Goku classic. And Vegeta is by this because he just doesn't know what's happening. Yeah. So that's the word to describe the weird anime noises I just made. Yes.
Kid Buu and Majin Buu face off. They're going to fight each other. Somehow. It doesn't make any goddamn sense, but they're gonna. And that's where this episode ends. Honestly, on the whole, this was an above average presentation for the show and a great note to transition into an epilogue.
Yes, when compared to the last batch of shit that you've dealt with,
this was a huge uphill climb, uphill being good comparatively to the last slog that we had to go through, for sure.
Every time we watch an episode of Dragon Ball Z, it's like eating a sundae. And the last 20 sundaes have been filled with thumbtacks. These episodes had maybe one thumbtack.
It's time for a mid-roll shout-out. The mid-roll shout-out where we talk about all of our awesome patrons who donate to the show and make this podcast possible. John's going to do the thing, and I'm going to just leave for a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Good job, patrons. I love you all.
Very personal thing from Spencer. So, okay, I guess I'm going to continue this. Actually, there's no rush. Spencer's gone at this point, so I can, just take my time. Casual mid-roll shout-out. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to do a casual mid-roll shout-out this time. All right? I hope you all are cool with that. Just a casual mid-roll shout-out where I like to thank the individuals that are a certain tier on our Patreon. That is going to be patreon.com/EHDBZ. If you're curious. That's a cup of coffee. That's how casual this is. So, the individuals on that list are in no particular order. We have Eric White. We have Dan. Dan, I just need to say, because we're coming up on the end of the show, and you've been a long time patron. I mean, you've been a patron since July 18th of 2021, and it is now February of 2023. You are one of our longest term patrons that we have. You may be the longest that we have. You literally are the second longest patron that we have, right next to Felix Rodriguez. So I just want to thank you personally, Dan. Saying your name is one of the things that I look forward to in doing our podcast. It actually really is. And partially because it's fun to be able to fuck up a name, but still, sincerely thank you, Dan Shoemate or Shumate, or however we pronounce your name. I'd also like to thank Erwin. Erwin is now part of the planning committee on our Discord, helping to plan community events, along with a couple other individuals whose names we will probably say if we haven't already. So thank you so much for that. Just spending the time and helping to support us. Seriously, thank you. Andrew Winden, who I don't know you, Andrew, necessarily. You may be on the Discord. We may have talked in the past, but I know you're a fantastic individual. And you know what? Since I'm doing a personal one for everybody and I skipped Eric White, I really love your name, Eric White. I know that sounds strange, but I don't know. It's just a great name. Moving right along, we have Oh No Zoe, who I feel like I have a personal connection to Oh No Zoe, if only because I understood how to say that name properly from the very fucking beginning. And I guess nobody else did, because having an E at the end of the name Zoe is just, it's confusing. Dr. Briefs, who is a newcomer and has sent us actually left us a voicemail that I really would like to get to, but we're saving all the voicemails and text messages for an extra bonus episode so we don't fuck up the whole 69 episodes thing. But thank you so much for hopping on board. And then we have Tyler Hyatt, who I can't possibly forget. Tyler Hyatt. I will always remember this individual, part of our Discord. Incredible person. I actually don't know that for a fact. Maybe if I got to know you a little more personally, I'd be able to say that for a fact. You did kind of chat with us in the Discord a couple of times, though, and you're a great individual. I do know that. Thank you so much for helping to support this podcast. We have The Fish, which just gave us an entire conversation just on your name alone. Not to mention the fact that you're helping to support us with our highest tier. Wow, thank you so much. We appreciate it. More than we can say. And then finally on this list, we have MJ Snyder, who was a person way too good to be any part of this production. They are helping us to coordinate community events in the Discord. I don't have enough good things to say, and I don't have enough time to be able to say all the positive, kind things that I want to about MJ. Without MJ, we never would have gone to Rhode Island, an experience that I like to think helped change all of us for the better. It's incalculable, the difference that you've made in our lives personally. So just don't have enough time to be able to say all those things in the way that I want to, but thank you again. And I guess that's the end of our mid-roll shout out. This one's a little more casual, but a little more personal because we're at the end of the show basically. So thank you. And if you'd like to check out our Patreon, that is going to be, I know I say Patreon wrong. It's patreon.com/EHDBZ, where we have a whole bunch of bullshit. We've just added a couple more things on there, actually. We've got Deleted Scenes Volume 3, Dark Deleted Scenes Volume 3. We just added in the Super Android 13 commentary and review, as well as the return of Cooler, which is a piece of shit. I'm just going to say it, spoilers, but if you want to check it out, you can. And that's my whole thing. Spencer's back. Hello, how's your piss?
Oh my God. Did you go? I need to go to the bathroom. I'll figure that out later, but
no, I can wait again. I can go too if you need to go.
Oh, that was an amazing timing if you didn't actually get up from your chair this whole time.
No, I didn't. We are on episode 283. I have a 10-minute timer pulled up that we are not going to adhere to, but I have one anyway.
I mean, as long as it's like a general rule, I feel better than just letting us go wild because it would get out of hand otherwise. Episode 283, the American title is, the Japanese title is Vegeta's Secret Plan, Porunga and the Two Wishes. The American title is Earth Reborn.
My episode title is, oh, look, red tape. Let's just cut through that.
The Kai's world falls apart. Goku discovers that the reason that he's bleeding energy is because the last time he was like Super Saiyan 3 and loving it was when he was dead. And now that he's got a mortal body again, that's causing an issue. There's a little bit more to it than that.
This is fucking stupid. It's
kind of dumb. And
Toriyama introduced this to manufacture some goddamn drama because Toriyama wants to have the next thing in his head happen. And he just invented this because fucking Goku has already explained before in past that, when I was Super Saiyan 3 in Otherworld, then it wasn't as hard as when we were on Earth, but he was also dead at that point. It's just transparent manufactured drama. So fuck this part. Anyway, Buu fights Buu now, Fat Buu versus Kid Buu. And this confrontation continues for the next 4 episodes. And it really does fucking good.
Sort of off in the background. You can see it here and there.
It's a perfect background DBZ fight where the villain is preoccupied with this other force that can't die also effectively. So it's like, cool, we can actually have a story now.
Yeah, it's almost like the only way that the show can have character moments is by having fighting, but not having it be the central focus.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is. And I don't mind it.
Throughout this whole thing, but right now especially, Hercule just has courage now that a friend is in danger. Fat Buu is being beaten by Kid Buu, and Hercule's not having any of it. So him and the dog like go up and start punching Kid Buu, trying to get him off of Fat Buu and stuff. Like it's really good. Kid Buu uses his head antenna a lot more than any of the other Boos. Kind of smacks Hercule away. That doesn't deter Hercule though. Fat Buu tries to chockify Kid Buu with his candy beam and misses. It doesn't do anything.
So Vegeta calls out to the audience watching.
This is so weird.
I mean, he calls out to old Kai, Kaibito, and Dende that they need to go gather the Dragon Balls.
Yeah, like out of nowhere, he just starts screaming at the sky. I know you're listening, weird, mysterious, otherworldly gods. I mean, it just so happens to be correct.
And they just talk back, oh yeah, we're watching. And old Kai puts up a little bit of a fight. I don't remember if it's Dende or Kaibito who lays down the law. Like, dude, we're talking about the universe,
Dende.
Buddy.
Of course it's Dende. Of course it's Kaibito Dende. Doesn't do anything.
He's fucking useless.
Even when he wants to, he doesn't do anything. So I like the presentation better here. I wish that they had cut out the earlier attempt almost because
agreed.
Elder Kai is very much like, no, you can't mess with the Dragon Balls. It's like, there's universal law at stake and whatever. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's kind of built like so old school principles, sort of, but the whole universe is going to die. So like, why not break every rule?
Right. I think part of the reason that we're so frustrated about all of this writing is all of these elements are here. The laws of the universe are breaking with people dying twice and being gone forever, or people going to Otherworld and coming back on some weird rule bend, or using the Dragon Balls for things they weren't intended. Like, all of these elements are here, like dominoes set up to show that the whole foundation of Dragon Ball Z is breaking. But they didn't lay the foundation right in the first fucking place, so none of it hits right. And that's what makes it so fucking frustrating when they bring this stuff up, when old Kai goes to push back, because he could have been the old guard, the one that's like, no, even though the rules of the universe are breaking, but they didn't do any of that.
It's literally one sentence. Elder Kai's like, no, I won't do it. And Dende's like, but do it. And Elder Kai's like, okay. Like it's that fast.
It is that fast.
And so they head off to New Namek to go get the Dragon Balls,
which was kind of nice. We got to see Mori, who is old as fuck.
Yeah, I did like this scene a lot. Like these whole episodes are like a flashback to earlier sagas of DBZ. We see, old villains, old locations, like everything is coming together in this one final conflict, which is really cool.
Who's who of the series, and they're doing really cool shit with the music and all the scenes also. Like I know we've mentioned it before, but we should bring it up again. The music is really awesome.
Yeah,
it's really great.
So and Dende is like very excited. It's his first time on New Namek. He's like, oh, it even smells the same as the old planet.
Yeah, they have a dumbass scene where Dende goes to ask if they can use the Dragon Balls, and they have this fake out thing where it's like, oh no, you can't ask to use the Dragon Balls, and then they reveal, oh, just kidding. Do you know where they don't do that? In Japanese. They don't. So anyway, Vegeta gives out the wishes that he wants, because if you'll remember how the Namekian Dragon Balls work,
everybody has telepathy whenever they want, and there's no rules.
There's no rules except the ones that we're inventing on the spot right now. So
yeah,
all right. Vegeta says, "Here's what I want, wish wise. All right, I need you to restore the planet of Earth back to the way it was before, at the morning of the tournament. Right? I think before the
morning of the
World Martial Arts Tournament." And restore all the people who were killed before the tournament. So that way it resurrects all the people that he killed. And he specifies all of the good people who
only
have no
in Japanese.
Evil.
Only in Japanese does he specify the non-evil people.
Even though they only specify that in Japanese, in a future episode in fucking English, Goku makes a reference to this. So like,
and so does Dende, and like, everybody.
I'm serious. I said this in the last set of episodes in English. They just got fucking lazy. Like they were done with this series. Funimation was done at this point, and it shines, and I'm not pleased about it. The voice actors weren't. The voice actors are still giving it 100%. The writers,
but like it makes it so that Babidi doesn't come back and all the other stuff.
Dabura and Babidi don't show up again.
Yeah, I guess Porunga has to decide what makes evil and what makes good, which is kind of unnerving, but whatever.
Who cares?
They summon Porunga in English, and then they finally remembered that the Namekian dragon works in Namekian. So when they actually make the wishes,
they go back and forth. Like, who cares?
But then they talk English, and Porunga understands just fine. It is weird. It's super weird and doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't land. First problem: old man calls for the dragon in English, which Frieza was not allowed to do. Do you remember? Frieza said, "Arise, dragon!" And
I wrote that down. I was like, wait, they had to summon the dragon in Namekian, right? But they just summon it in English, and it's okay.
So what the fuck? Yeah, this whole thing, this whole dragon thing is in the wishes. It's fucked. It's so stupid.
It sucks because there's all these problems that come up in the next 3 episodes, and they could be solved by a wish from the dragon, which is freely available at literally any time, and they don't use it. They just don't use it for any of them.
So, okay. Suddenly, Porunga can only bring one person back to life per wish, which, if you'll remember, in the original Namek arc,
it was the Earth Dragon Balls they used to resurrect. They had to jump through some fun little hoops because the Namekian dragons could only do X and the Earth Dragon Balls could only do Y.
So they used the Earth Dragon Balls to resurrect everyone who was killed by Frieza? Is that true?
Yeah.
So Porunga can only resurrect one person at a time.
Well, that's the rule. That was the old rule, John. Surprise, while you were sleeping, the Namekians modified the Namekian Dragon Balls so the Porunga can actually resurrect however many people need to be resurrected.
However many people the plot need.
You see that plot hole we just introduced 1 second ago? Fill it in with cement because it's no longer relevant.
Not a problem. I don't even remember the fact that the Namekian Dragon Balls couldn't resurrect more than one person. I really thought that they had already resurrected multiple people with the Namekian Dragon Balls because, like, who fucking remembers what the rules are at this point? They've changed them so many times that you can't keep up. So, like, why are they spending time to try and define them now? I don't know. They used the Dragon Balls to resurrect Earth and all the people on it.
Okay, so all the Earth is resurrected. All of the good people of Earth are brought back to life, but not the evil people. because Dende specifies that, and he specifies it in Namekian, but then the dragon doesn't understand, and so he just says it in English, and then the dragon just says, "Oh, okay, cool, that English works," and then he grants it. So that's very confusing. Hercule, Good Buu, and B continue to fight Kid Buu. Then the Boos start fighting again. Kid Buu removes his own arm, wraps it up in a ball, and hurls it at Fat Buu. And there's some pretty cool like fighting moves with Kid Buu, like remote controlling his own arm and it's slicing through Fat Buu. It's kind of fun to watch. Elder Kai's halo disappears, signifying that Porunga is done bringing people back to life. Vegeta's alive too, and the evil people weren't wished back. So Goku makes a comment that Vegeta is now considered good.
We cut to Piccolo, Goten, Gohan, and Trunks.
Yeah, there's
Earth.
like this whole montage of Earth, which is kind of nice because I think it's using the musical cue, the Trunks song that everybody likes from the soundtrack.
Yes, they use the Trunks theme.
And it's like beautiful and it's really nice. Like everybody's coming back to Earth and everybody's there. And we see Piccolo, Gohan, and the kids and Kami Tower with Krillin and Videl and the girls and Roshi and everybody. Earth is back. Everybody on Earth is back. They're alive again. And Vegeta's plan. What's his great plan? Why did he suggest using the Namekian Dragon Balls in the first place, making these wishes and making the Kais go get them? We're going to do a spirit bomb on Kid Buu.
Let's make sure that everybody gives us the spirit. Hang on. I have a problem with this real quick. It sounds like you did too. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You first.
Didn't Kid Buu blow up a bunch of planets in the universe? Why didn't they wish them back?
Didn't Goku already do this, drawing energy from other planets around Namek when he did it on Namek? How come he doesn't just do that? The Kai planet must be super powerful, right?
Why does it have to be specifically Earth and the humans that give their energy? Why not like the rest of the universe as a whole?
Like if the universe is in danger, the whole universe should give some energy.
Yeah.
Can you not draw energy from Otherworld? If you draw energy from Otherworld, that would break the entirety and the integrity of the show, right?
Right? Yeah, of course. That doesn't make any sense.
Guess what? They fucking do anyway. It like this whole thing logically makes me want to throw up again.
It sucks. I don't want to be mad because
emotionally I get it. Right?
It's emotionally presented very well.
Yes.
And I feel like it hits all the right notes and it makes you feel good.
Right.
And then you think about it for 2 seconds and you're like, wait a second.
Exactly.
They're on the Kai realm. How is the energy from the spirit bomb going from A to B? Anyway, we'll get into it in a second. Episode 284, the Japanese title is A Last Hope. We'll make a huge Genki Dama. The American title is Call to Action.
My episode title is Put Your Hands in the Air Like You're Not a Selfish Prick.
We get like one of the final and a long time coming shots of like people on Earth. And this is my favorite stuff in Dragon Ball Z. When you just see random civilian shit happening in the background and like people's reaction to being brought back to life. Apparently they didn't meet up in Otherworld because they're so happy to see each other and be rematerialized in their city. Not everybody though. There's like a random old woman who's like, oh, same old fucking world. Right?
These two episodes are the best out of all of the ones that we watched. Maybe the past like 50 episodes. These two are really, really good. And we get to spend some time with Bulma and Chi-Chi, Krillin, Yamcha on the lookout because Bulma and Chi-Chi thought Krillin and Yamcha went to hell.
It's so great having the peanut gallery back.
Yeah, and just like catching up after being dead. It's just a thing you do in the Dragon Ball universe. After you die, you hang out and you catch up. So we do get a cut to Dabura, who like
I love it so much. He wasn't brought back. He was kept dead. He's on the other world. He's like he didn't come back because he was too evil. He's like, for too long, love has been a stranger to my cold heart. Perhaps next time. I love him though. I think it's the funniest, stupidest, like random 180 character turn, and it lands for me because he's all Shakespearean all of a sudden for no reason.
Yeah, he's such an edgelord.
He's like he has a halo of flowers. Like he's picking flowers and making a crown, and like he is too good. He went too hard the other direction. Goku back on the Kai planet questions Vegeta. He's like, well, it didn't work on Frieza when we did a spirit bomb, so why is it going to work on Buu? He's even more powerful. And Vegeta's like, no, it'll work. With no further explanation at all.
Vegeta's just really, really sure about this. Vegeta becomes the protag for some reason.
It's weird. Like he's too good. Like I I like the turn. Don't get me wrong. I love the evolution of the character from evil bad guy to good guy, but it's too much too fast, which is weird because he's been here since the Saiyan saga. But they just make him way too good, way too fast. He was writing this really good line and it went too far.
Let me qualify this. He's too good in English. He's too good in this version of the English dub. It's much more smooth with the things that he says in the translation.
Okay.
He's much more focused on defeating Buu. I don't think it's perfect. It's still pretty jagged. It's still really fast, but it's not as egregious. So, okay. Out of nowhere, King Kai cuts into the conversation that Vegeta's having with Supreme Kai about their plan for the spirit bomb. Because Vegeta's like, we need to talk to everyone on Earth. And they say we can't do it. Like, the Supreme Kais apparently don't have the fucking ability to do that. They can do whatever else the plot needs them to do, but they can't do this one thing. They can't.
But do you know who can? Do you know who does have the ability? King Kai.
And I was okay with this. Like, it's dumb, but I was actually emotionally, like, I have to keep looking at the show from an emotional standpoint.
Of course, emotionally makes sense. He's been there since the beginning.
Exactly.
Like, it's really fun to get him back in this prominent role. But like on a technical level,
no, right. Yeah, fuck this.
He majored in telepathic communication at the Kai school. So like he's the only one that can do it. Yeah.
So he butts in and he's like, all right, Vegeta, you're the perfect man to speak to the human population and convince them to help out.
That's not what he says, but okay.
I know it's not what he says. He just says, okay, Vegeta, appeal to the humans on Earth. I'll let you speak to every single one at once. We'll get them to lend Goku with the energy.
So it's not like Vegeta is there with King Kai and puts his hand on King Kai's back, which is kind of what we've seen before, and a nice little hand wavy explanation to amplify his power. Vegeta is in the Kai realm, which in my brain is different than Otherworld,
it's like
which is where
dimension
King Kai is, which is different than dimension. Earth, which is a different realm altogether. So
serial plane. Yeah.
King Kai does a 3-way long distance call between the Kai realm and Earth using Otherworld as a conduit. And I don't fucking know how he got that powerful, but I guess the plot just needs him to do it.
The plot does need him to do it specifically because 2 episodes ago, Supreme Kai spent time out of our lives to explain to the other Kai how distant and unique Supreme Kai realm is. Remember? Yeah. So like, okay. Now he's the conduit. So Vegeta's talking to the population of Earth.
In their heads, telepathically. But when he makes his big speech, everybody on Earth is looking up to the sky as if it was a voice of God coming down.
Which it might as well be, right?
It's funny. It's just funny to me.
So, did you write any lines from his appeal? I wrote one line.
I wrote down, I think, one of the last ones. He's like, Buu's still out here, we're fighting him, you guys are humans, and Earth, like, this wasn't a dream, it all happened, you did die, you're back.
Paraphrasing, but yeah, that's exactly basically what he says.
Save the world, put your hands up and lend your energy, we're going to try to defeat Buu. Consider this a small step toward becoming a warrior race, like
that's
being able to
the only thing I wrote down too.
Yeah, that was the line. That last one was the line. I still think it should have been a universal plea. God damn it. I don't think it should have just been Earth.
But this is the first time in such a long time that I actually felt genuine emotion from this show that it's fine. I'm back on board with what they're doing because it makes sense. And so Goku gets energy from the gang who hears them. So from Piccolo and Goten and Gohan and from Videl and all the people in Lookout, and he's holding the ball above his head. He's like, wow, these guys are really helping out. And King Kai freaks out. He's like, whoa, if that was the entire planet of Earth, we're fucked. Because that ball should be huge.
That's cool how fast and quick all this energy can be transported from Earth to the Kai realm. Because it happens pretty fast.
It's fine. If it's another pocket dimension within another dimension, then, instantaneous transmission, quantum physics.
This, I do have to mention, I know we're being shitty, but like this whole scene has really nice, like, acoustic guitar music. It's really hopeful and sweet and nice as the gang in the Kami Tower and stuff sends their energy toward Goku. It's nicely constructed scene. I liked it a lot.
Yes, there's some beautiful buildup, and when Vegeta realizes that the entirety of the human race is not helping, he gets furious and just starts like yelling at the humans on the planet, like, why the fuck are you not giving your energy, you worthless bastards? We cut to the villains in hell again, and Frieza says, Vegeta is a master tactician, but he put his faith in a plebeian race.
I love seeing cameos by the old villains. It's great. And like really Freeze is the only one that gets most of the lines.
Yeah, Cell says one thing, but
Cell says one thing, Bobbity says like two things, but like
right, yeah.
It's still good to see all of them.
That's pretty much it. Earth isn't listening. There's not enough Genki in that Dama.
Yeah, I do love it. Vegeta gets to appeal to the people of Earth like again and again and again. And like one of the times he's like, people of Earth, raise your hands up right now, or you're all gonna die. Like it's so good. Like the way that it's acted, the voice, like it's perfect. It's hilarious. Like Vegeta trying to keep a lid on himself and failing miserably, and humanity's just ignoring him. And that is where the episode ends. Episode 285. The Japanese title is Ultra Impressive. The Genki Dama from everyone is finished. The American title is People of Earth Unite.
I know we talked about this, but why do the Japanese titles have to give away what happens in the episode? Why?
It's not as bad as the next one.
Right. Yeah. Why do they have to do that? Is it because they publish the title first to get people to tune in? Because they want to see that? I just don't get it.
I don't get it either.
My episode title is Mr. Satan Saves the World Fucking Again, but for real. This is the best episode, and I want to explain why really fast before we get into the episode, because this whole episode is trying to get the population of Earth, the human population of Earth, to give their energy to Goku to defeat the bad guy. Because our big bad guy is now preoccupied and somewhere else, the stakes of the show are now our heroes, our gang, trying to fight against humanity. And convince and appeal. It becomes a Star Trek episode.
It does.
Where it becomes about diplomacy. And it's the best episode that the show has had in a long time.
The best science fiction in the world, subtly is the key word, relates to a current issue that the world is facing.
Mm-hmm.
And this episode basically says human beings don't care about shit unless it's happening right in front of them. And it's kind of fantastic. It's not as subtle as it could be, but like it's fucking Dragon Ball Z, so of course it's not. And I kind of love it. Like as much as Vegeta, as much as Goku like appeals to the humanity, and it kind of works almost, but not nearly enough. Not what they need. I do enjoy this episode.
And the tension is weird because you know how to solve this problem. You knew how to solve this problem in the last episode with the characters that are present.
The tension, it's not on Kid Buu. It's not on the villain of the piece. It's on Earth. It's on the humans. It's on the stupid little guys that only have to put a hand up and then they win. Like that's...
Yeah. And there's like a little bit of yelling at the screen because you as an audience member know who can fix this problem. The people on the show realistically don't understand how to solve it with what they have given, because the obvious answer is you have Hercule Satan appeal to the people of Earth. But our heroes aren't going to think of that because they disregard
They're the real heroes and they disregard Hercule completely.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the perspective of Earth, they disregard our heroes completely and they idolize Hercule Satan. But neither party can reconcile the two viewpoints.
It's great.
Only the audience can. They're the only ones that are privy. Yeah, it's really
this is one of those things where I think Toriyama accidentally stepped into greatness again. Maybe it was an intentional design choice to write it like this, but like this is
the only reason that I think that it was is because he had Hercule come to the Kai planet in the fucking first place. Because it's so pointless. He literally just sits there and gets hit by rocks.
Theoretical postulation here. I think the reason Toriyama decided to keep Hercule here is so that he could make Kid Buu spit up Fat Buu and have them fight because he thought that would be a fun fight. I don't know if Toriyama from the beginning knew about this appeal to the human race for the Genki Dama, but I don't know that. I have no idea. I don't like giving Toriyama the benefit of the doubt based off of what I've had to sit through. But at the same time, he really could have planned this all. I don't know. It's crazy.
Listen,
crazy
man,
show.
we have minutes. So on Earth,
6 minutes to be exact.
We have some fun like interaction with some Canadian milk farmers in the snow. Like we get Toriyama's view on the world at large, and it is nothing if not entertaining. And you get to hear like people's reactions to these pleas that Goku and Vegeta are making, as the telepathic communication is two-way. And so somehow the 6 billion people on Earth are being delivered to Hercule and Vegeta, whatever. The fuck,
hand wave,
like
hand wave, hand wave, hand wave.
Yeah, three messages come through. It's like, oh no, you guys are demons. My son is dying. They're trying to steal your soul. Because after you give after you give your energy, you're like out of breath, obviously, because you're giving part of your life force away.
Yeah. We didn't mention part of the plan is that all of Earth has to give their almost absolute max without giving their actual health force. They have to give as much as they can without
as much as they can without killing themselves. Exactly.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Kid Buu is beating back against Fat Buu and saying things like "me Buu, not you." The tiny little Kid Buu has like 5 lines of dialogue throughout the entire series, and it's amazing. Like, it's perfect.
Yes.
He is the perfect villain up until this point because he's chaotic and unpredictable, and he talks but like very, very sparingly, and it's just he's perfect. I love him.
Yeah, Kid Buu is perfect, Boo.
And Hercule like tries to stop Good Buu from dying. He hurls a rock at Kid Buu, hits him square in the face or in the back of the head. In saving Good Buu, Hercule draws Kid Buu's attention away from Buu, but Kid Buu catches sight of the spirit bomb. And that's bad.
Vegeta has to run interference again.
Yeah. And immediately Vegeta's coughing up blood and he's getting slammed.
Within seconds,
It's amazing. And so this is when Goku appeals to Earth.
Yes, there's some lines in there about how Vegeta's body is now weaker because he's not dead. But like,
it's like, don't even. I don't.
Yeah,
care,
I know. I have to mention because it's.
I know because it did happen, but it's not worth it.
But then
we see Goku appeals to Earth. We see characters from Dragon Ball, like seriously, Dragon Ball. I didn't even
Frankenstein
know.
dude in
Frankenstein people. I only knew because they're in DBZ Kakarot, the video game, which I finished. Which kind of adds to the finale vibes, but also as purely a Dragon Ball Z viewer is very confusing.
We got to see 17 though, which I was so happy about that.
Yeah. Yajirobe and Korin do their thing, and it's actually my favorite Yajirobe scene in maybe the whole show. Then it shows 17. 17 shows up. He holds a couple farmers at gunpoint with a shotgun as he gives his energy and forces them to give their energy.
Oh, that was so fucking perfectly 17.
It's like they remembered all the side characters that made Dragon Ball Z great and brought him back for this one.
Yeah, Tien and Chaozu give their energy. Yeah, it feels like we're rounding about the end of the show, and they're doing it in this episode so good.
And so well. And there's like even like a bear man, like a anthropomorphic man.
Yeah, we got another furry.
We haven't seen one of those in a long time.
Finally,
It's like it remembered what it was and where it came from the entire show. You even see Launch. Well, not Launch, but Launch, blue-haired Launch. Vegeta continues to get beat up, but like as we've seen, all these people are holding up their hands, giving energy. There's this cool shot of Goku where it goes like into the negative. You see the negative, the inverse of the art color-wise, and then like the spirit bomb is just all of a sudden bigger.
Goku's like, "Is this all we got? What?"
Yeah,
he's kind of like, "What the hell?" So he asks. Or I guess Piccolo decides, well, we might not be able to give more energy, but we can go help. So they run around the planet.
It's so dumb.
Just try and cheerlead for Goku.
Yeah, Piccolo, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks all go down to like people, just crowds of people in the city, and like, hey, no, our God is the right God, and the voice that's coming down, like they act as missionaries, and
they do.
Like, I don't think there was any kind of religious overtones while writing the episode, but it definitely comes off that way.
It definitely feels like it for sure. And so, okay, it's getting down to the wire, and Vegeta's getting hammered, and almost has nothing left. And there's something that I want to draw attention to, even though we only have a minute left to talk about this. So in Japanese, Goku yells at Earth and says, "Don't you care what happens to Earth and the rest of the universe, you stupid bastards?" He says that to the whole of humanity in Japanese. And I know people like to deliberate on whether or not Goku is a good guy or a hero. This line perfectly explains who Goku is. In English, they made him a hero. He was never meant to be a hero. So then we have the glorious moment of the episode.
It is great. I just want to point out, I know we're going to go over time here, but one of the civilian scenes as Piccolo and the rest are trying to appeal to people on the city. Yeah. There's one line that I love more than any of the others. There's just a random civilian in a car, and he's like, "Why raise the hand, not the feet? I'm a feet guy. Come on."
Does he say that?
Drives off. Yeah.
Actually didn't catch that. Oh my God.
It's the best. It's the best line.
Yeah, Human Line's really good. It's just the cast having fun with silly voices again, and that's
it really is
fun.
like all kinds of accents and all kinds of lines. It's really good. And this is when Hercule comes in. Finally, he hears all these like rejections of what needs to happen and all this stuff, and he's like, "No, I was just undercover. That Goku and Vegeta guy, that was me. I'm fighting Majin Buu, and you guys need to lend your energy. Hold up your hands. I got a plan to defeat this guy." And everybody's like, "Oh, the champ.
Yeah,
and so
Satan. And they're all chanting Satan.
They're all chanting Satan. Which is so fucking funny.
It is. Because in the earlier part of the episode, some lady was like, "Oh, they're stealing my child's soul." And then in 10 minutes, they're all giving their soul to Satan. It's so fucking good. It's so funny.
Eric Vale has a nice cameo as the world tournament announcer. I think it's the first time he's popped up in this saga, and he
got paid to say a line. Yeah,
you see Orange Star High School,
Eraser, and Mullet Fuck douchebag.
Yeah, like everybody, and even Piccolo laughs, and he's like, "Go champ."
His laugh was so weird.
It's not good, but like the moment was good.
The moment was really good. Again, in Japanese, so much better. But I'm becoming a weeb throughout this show. Apparently,
you are. Yeah,
I don't know how to stop.
You're
this.
just a weeb now.
Oh,
you get to see like all these balls of energy leave Earth and like head towards the Kai realm, wherever the fuck that is. But like the shots of the energy coming up and leaving are really like pretty. Like it's really cool. Actually, I liked it a lot. And Vegeta continues to get wailed on, and this energy hits Goku all at once. And there's this really cool shot of like the lighting changing, this flash of blue overcoming Goku. And then he looks up and the ball is just unfathomably big, like as big as a moon,
like bigger than the show can show you in one frame.
It's absolutely massive. And like that was all of the Earth energy being compiled at once. It's very cool. Kid Buu looks at it and he looks scared. Vegeta looks dead. And that's where the episode ends. Last one, episode 286. The Japanese title is Son Goku is strongest after all. Majin Buu is eliminated. The American title is Spirit Bomb Triumphant.
My episode title is what Goku says to Majin Buu as he throws the Spirit Bomb, which is burn in hell.
In Japanese.
Of course, because this whole episode is me talking about how good the Japanese is. So
this whole episode centers around getting Vegeta to move. He's been hurt and beat into a bloody pulp, but he's right next to Kid Buu, and Goku refuses to throw the Spirit Bomb, even though it's 100% ready because Vegeta is in the way. I'm not saying that to criticize anybody. In a character sense, everything makes perfect sense, but man, is it stretched out.
Yeah, it really is. I realize my episode title should have been The Dip Before the Finish, because this always happens in Dragon Ball Z. It always happens. This whole episode was just summarized by Spencer in 20 seconds, and that's the whole thing. And we can probably stop talking about it at this point, because you did it. Like
you have a free wish from Porunga, which we've seen a couple times. He's still out there. He's still hanging out. You could make a wish for Vegeta to be transported literally anywhere else. There's like 2 or 3 different people that can use instant transmission at this point. They could go get Vegeta. Goku could just kill Vegeta and have a heroic sacrifice, but none of that happens. And I understand why none of that happens, because the ultimate moment where Vegeta is moved out of the way is actually really fucking cool.
It is.
But the way that they got there was messy as hell, and I am unsupportive.
The first 15 minutes of this episode, because every episode's about 23 minutes, was wasted on Vegeta not moving, and everybody being like,
it's like, can we do it this way? Can we do it this way? Can we do this? Can we do this? No.
And that's it. If Goku doesn't want to kill Vegeta with the Spirit Bomb because Vegeta's laying there because he sacrificed himself, and Vegeta's yelling at Goku to just fucking do it, bitch. Just do it. Just kill the bad guy. And Goku won't do it, but then Vegeta says do it, but then Goku says I can't. So Buu starts shooting Goku, and then Goku doesn't move and takes the blast in the dick. Did you notice that shot? A bunch of shots of Goku getting blasted in the dick and balls.
There was one shot of him using like instant transmission to disappear and then reappear.
Which
is kind of cool to catch the Spirit Bomb before it fell. And all that stuff.
So it's just that. It's a lot of that. And then eventually we get to the good shit.
Yeah. Which is Good Buu appears again. He's not dead. Smacks Hercule because he's pissed. He's just full of rage. marches toward Kid Buu, and ultimately tackles him to block Kid Buu's blast to hit Goku. And Hercule is able to jump in and grab Vegeta, which I fucking loved. That's great. That's very, very good. I wish it had been built up a little bit better, but my God, what a perfect moment of having Hercule, the bumbling comic relief, go through all this shit and ultimately be the savior of Vegeta, the most cynical and the one that hates Hercule the most, I feel.
Yeah. Probably, you know? Him or Piccolo.
Be that guy. Like,
which so Piccolo good. Also had like the I guess you're the champ moment. So Piccolo, yeah, both of them.
And Goku did too. Like everybody turns around for Hercule in these couple episodes.
And Goku even says after Hercule saves Vegeta to get him out of the way, Goku's like, "Wow, you really are the champ."
Yeah,
it's like it's all.
And then Goku chucks the giant moon-sized spirit bomb, and thus begins the second half of this episode.
Yeah, the Change Now music starts playing, so you know it's over.
A white-blue ball of energy falls to this planet the size of a fucking moon, and nothing can stop it.
Until Kid Buu stops it.
Yeah. And there's one last ultimate beam struggle as Kid Buu starts to take control of the spirit bomb and Goku tries to push back with everything he has.
Real quick, we got 6 minutes left, but who did it better? The Cell Gohan struggle or the Goku Kid Buu struggle?
Cell Gohan for sure. Because the Buu Goku is good, but it's invisible. Do you know what I mean? Like there's this one ball of energy and Buu's like pushing a non-existent force. And Goku's like pushing a non-existent force. There's not two beams coming out to meet each other and like a bunch of yelling and stuff. It's literally just pushing air.
Yeah, I completely agree.
It doesn't quite, it's still good. Like it didn't bother me.
Yeah, and although everybody helped to create the spirit ball, this is one gigantic Goku is the best jerk off. And I'm sick of Goku.
Piccolo and Gohan and Goten and Trunks head toward Kami Tower. They reunite with everybody and Gohan creeps up on Videl and everybody has a nice little reunion moment.
Not enough time was given to this. Hopefully the next 5 episodes do it, but
it was an afterthought, but I feel like we have 5 episodes left and
maybe we'll get some of that shit.
King Yama's pissed off because he purchased extended cable and
that made me laugh so fucking hard.
It made me laugh and it was a blink and you'll miss it scene, but I didn't write down enough context to like
the important part is that we learned that the Namekians also gave their energy to the spirit bomb and Otherworld gave their energy to the spirit bomb. How is that fucking possible? So did all the dead people do it? So everyone who has ever died in the history of existence helped with the spirit bomb? Because that would have been, again, another awesome domino in the like, we're breaking all the rules, so fuck it, let's go crazy.
I agree. I really wish they would have shown this. Like, again, I wish it was a universal thing.
But they just,
that you got more footage of. Let's see the Yard Rats. Let's see the
Yardies. Let's see the weird starfish planet that Goku. Let's see the weird space moon that Bulma and Gohan and Krillin fell down the pit in.
Let's really go back. The Otherworld spirits, the little tourist balls that are going around the amusement park in hell.
Everybody, let's see Trunks in the fucking future raise his hand up for a second.
Why the hell not?
Let's break all the goddamn rules, but they don't go that far with it. So anyway, it's good. We just want to iron out the creases, and there's a lot of creases.
Kid Buu defeated a lot of worlds in the universe, and I feel like they didn't get their time to shine as well.
Yeah, but who gives a fuck about Frieza planet number 452?
No, it's all about that'd be cool to see the Frieza Force give their energy.
Yeah,
they were the bad guys once. Yeah,
that'd be interesting. Yeah. Oh, show all the bad guys, and Cell raises his hand like, well, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. That'd be.
One
that
of
would
the
be
Ginyu
amazing,
Force
man.
does it.
Vegeta wants Dende to come heal Goku. Supreme Kai can't use instant transmission. Everybody's
useless.
Everybody's like, okay, Goku's running out of energy. He can't control the spirit bomb anymore. We got to do something. Dende can go there and heal Goku, but we can't get Dende to the planet. Nobody remembers that they're on Namek and have a wish like free to use at any time. So they don't do that. Supreme Kai can't use instant transmission. Again, nobody remembers. So they've already taken the maximum amount of energy from the Earthlings. So they can't power up the spirit bomb anymore to hit Kid Buu. Hercule like struggles with this, which I did like. I think it was delivered poorly, but I really did like this internal conflict for Hercule. It was like, does he direct his fan base, which is the entirety of Earth, to give up more than they should so that he can defeat the villain, but he would do wrong by them by making them cross a line into essentially dying. I think that's really cool, but it was just misplaced and kind of janky. Like it didn't quite work. It wasn't smooth. And then everybody remembers that they have a third wish on Namek. And their wish is for Goku to be restored to his regular power level.
Yeah, and I want to fine.
What
We're at the end of the show. Who gives a fuck at this point?
Porunga's like, this is well within my power.
Yeah,
okay,
I could have done this as your first wish, and then Goku could have beat them because we had this conversation about Super Saiyan 3, or whatever.
Make him more powerful and stretch Porunga a little bit, or
make him immortal, or make
Buu less powerful, or defeat Buu entirely, or you have this wish.
So many orders.
Like this wish that nobody's using for 3 episodes. It's too much time to have a plot transforming.
It's just janky
device
again,
because the audience has enough time to realize, oh, why don't you do this or this or this? When a wish granting dragon is on screen for 10 seconds, that's okay because it's like, yeah, that's a lot of power, but it's not enough time for anybody to think.
Have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons? We have 10 seconds left, but I'm going to do it. I don't care. You know the wish spell? The reason the DMs, the dungeon master that runs the game, often bans that is because that is too much fucking power, and it will break the entire game, the integrity of your story that you've made, the balance of the game itself. There's a reason they don't let that happen. And the show is built off of the journey to find wish granting balls,
which is a shame because, man, like you said, it would be so cool if they had rules established for the wishes, and then this moment was the moment that they broke. Rules.
If they did it right, but they don't, so it's frustrating. But anyway, that's what they wish for.
Goku gets his regular power back. He recharges the battery. He's able to push the spirit bomb, and it's fucking cool. Like it's a cool little scene as he feels his power return. The Super Saiyan 3 theme kicks in. Like it feels fucking amazing. As this huge ball of energy is blasted towards Buu and just disintegrates him.
Here, as Goku's pushing the ball, he's having a little inner monologue about how...
Oh, fuck that. Yeah, I hate that. You get these random flashbacks. Like the moment is perfect and it's built up and built up and built up, and then you tank it by introducing these flashbacks.
The Cell Saga did the exact same thing, except this was just Cell remembering his whole journey. And we, at the time, felt that was out of place and unnecessary. And this moment, I also feel like is, I don't know, unnecessary a little bit, but it's this much tiny centimeter better because it's Goku trying to justify his killing of a being. But also, he's already killed Frieza for the exact same reasons in the past.
I see what you're saying, and I didn't think about that while watching it. I kind of wish that they would have extrapolated on that a little bit.
Which do you think did it better, the Cell one or this one? For me, it's this one by a micrometer, but
I like this one for a couple reasons, and none of them really have to do with Goku, unfortunately.
Okay.
I feel like cutting to King Kai and King Kai being like, I taught him that move. Like that shit is really fucking cool. And Babidi in hell saying, this is what joy must feel like. And, all this stuff, like Goku wishing that he didn't have to do it and being like, oh, I hope you come back someday. And, as a better person.
That's my micrometer, is the Goku come back as a better person thing, because we'll get there.
So anyway, push the spirit bomb, sweet ass music, Buu disintegrates, Kid Buu is gone. Goku comes down, Vegeta collapses, they give each other a thumbs up.
Which is really cool. I like
Hercule just kind of sits there in the background, which I love even more. And in the Japanese subtitles, the narrator says, Buu is gone, has disintegrated with literally no cells remaining. Just to make perfectly clear that this isn't going to be a regeneration thing, and it is over. And the episode ends there.
That is the end of our journey through Dragon Ball Z.
No, it's not.
The epilogue. Let me finish my sentence. Except for the epilogue, okay? Hang on, I'm getting there. We got through our journey of Dragon Ball Z, like the main show. We actually we kept going. Wow. I'm amazed.
It's been a long road. Nobody ever thought we would get this far, including our parents.
Fuck you, Dad, or Mom, or whoever. Grandpa.
I wish that the end was better, but I think it was pretty good.
Give it a number.
7?
Emotionally or as a production?
Well, emotionally, I think it's like a 9-ish. Like it hit the emotional moments pretty well. And I figure like a lot of that is due to the American music. I don't know what the Japanese soundtrack did for these moments, but the American soundtrack was very effective. The voice acting was really good. Visuals were nice, but the logic just doesn't. It slipped up a couple times, damn it. And not as much as it has in the last like 20 episodes, but just enough that it kind of stumbled a little bit for me. So
I give it like exactly what you said, actually. Like a 9 emotionally, and then like a 6. Arc as a whole, 2. This is my least favorite arc.
It sucks because like I think it started really well. Like there was some really cool stuff. And then there's like this chunk of like 30 episodes where it just dips, and it dips hard.
Even versus Namek. For completely different reasons, this is my least favorite thing that we've done with this show.
This wasn't boring a lot of the time. I think Namek was just kind of boring, but this is like entertaining, but in a way that breaks your brain. It's just frustrating, yeah. But the ending came back. I feel like the ending came back.
Always does, baby.
Maybe not enough, but like,
there's no way it could have made up for everything. But like emotionally speaking, I teared up a little bit. And not at the part that you would think. I teared up at the part where Bulma and Chi-Chi got to see Goten and Trunks again.
Oh, it was great. That was so normal. That was so like character driven, normal.
But the end of the show part, I didn't. I was just like, and maybe because we're doing this podcast, I more felt this sense of completion. We're not even done yet. We still have the epilogue. But
John, what's this? The journey worth taking? We'll find out next time on Eric Hates Dragon Ball Z. For the last time.
Oh God, that's a weird thing to say, but you're right. Yeah, for the last time. Thank you for listening to Eric Hates Dragon Ball Z. He might hate the show, but he loves that you're listening. If you enjoy what we're creating, then you can check out more stuff from our team. We are the Rocktopus Network, and we have another podcast called Tales of Nowhere, which is back on its regular season 2 course. You can check that out at whenever you're listening to this on. Just type in Tales of Nowhere. We also have another podcast called Halloween Nation, which does scary stuff.
Aren't you on that podcast?
I am. So are you. We've done some fun stuff on there. It's worth listening to, especially if you're into horror stuff, or even just like creepy stuff. I don't know if they ever go full horror, but just like in general, kind of creepier stuff. They
Joshua and Lee are pretty funny. I don't know if they ever go full horror, but
oh yeah, they're better hosts than we are by a mile, like easily. But that's also not hard. Music with this podcast is Burns is new grounds me. And at the end of every episode, we like to thank all of our patrons. The face wipe that you just did made all of my stumbling worth it. At the end of every episode, we like to thank all of our patrons.
A huge thanks to MJ Snyder, The Fish, Tom Prochiknigny, Kershaw, Erwin, Oh Noe Zoe, Eric White, Andrew Winden, Tyler Hyatt, Croy Keener, Artex the Creator, Lore, CJ Collins. I said Lore? I meant Lori.
You did. I was wondering if we were gonna. Nah, that's fine.
Hersradagas, Dan, and Felix Rodriguez, followed by
Amanda Gillies. I'm not even gonna try again. We don't know. Nick Archer, Ayoku and Dad, Mr. Antiquity 37, Nathan Rodkey, Andrew Lewis, and Dr. Briefs.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Thank you very much for helping to support this complete, utter nonsense, this caffeine and alcohol fueled stupidity binge. Thank you. The next episode of the Eric Hates Dragon Ball Z podcast. I just did your Tales of Nowhere.
I know you did.
No, I don't even know what it's going to be, so we'll see.
We got 5 more episodes to cover, and thanks to you guys, you patron guys, we'll be able to do it with Eric. We're going to force him to watch 5 episodes of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
We're also preparing for the end of this podcast.
The end of the show.
Dragon Ball
end of all
Z.
of it. Yeah.
So if you want to help us out, feel free to call us at 385-DARE1OX or text or email us at mail@ehdbz.com and tell us one sentence. I love Dragon Ball Z because. One sentence. I hate Dragon Ball Z because.
Please leave.
And a question or comment about the saga that we just covered to help us retell this tale to Eric in our next saga and review.
Again, I love how much that's like a teacher giving homework. I just adore it. It's so much fun.
Let's see if it actually works. You know, John, the only way that we're going to end this podcast is if we blast the sucker with one big, super giant, janky drama.
I'll give you an A for effort on that one. I feel like it comes out of nowhere if people don't hear what we just said, though.
I feel like that's funny because it's like what the move that they did in the show.
So I'm assuming, yes, you're cutting out our previous conversation about the Gintama then.
Probably.
Oh my God. Just janky drama.
Yeah. Just a little bit of janky drama.
Can you imagine if the spirit bomb was called the Yankee Doodle in Japanese?
I forgot to mention this, but I do love that he yells spirit bomb because I feel like
because we don't know what it is, I guess.
Well, I guess he did it with the Kamehameha, but I feel like the calling out of names is a little bit rarer in this
For
final
some
saga.
reason.
Yeah, for some reason.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be what they are. All right, whatever. Let's have fun cutting together something with janky drama, whatever we said.
All right, I'm going to stop now.